Word of advice, when you're metal detecting and you find something and you're not sure what it is, don't throw it away. If you think you know what it is, don't throw it away. If you absolutely positively know what it is and it's junk, sure, throw it in the trash, like a ring pull or something like that. I found two things on the last time I went metal detecting in the river, and it was the video just before this video, the last one I posted, that one I kind of knew what it was, probably the other one I thought was a piece of junk. Saved them both, and I'm glad I did because they both turned out to be pretty cool. First thing was, I don't know if this was the first one I found, but this is an iron disc. It looks like a really thick washer. But turns out this goes inside of a Hotchkiss artillery shell, and it's what I called a pusher plate, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. The second thing I found was this little brass, it looks like a little dome, and it looks like it's probably an end cap to a piece of pipe. In fact, a lot of people in the video said that's exactly what it is, but it isn't. This is actually an end cap. Well, it's an end cap. This is a part of the percussion cap to a percussion fused artillery shell, a Confederate artillery shell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get into this book right here. First, let me tell you what it is. It's called the Half Shell Book by Jack Melton Jr. Okay, and you can still buy this book, and I'm going to put a link in my video comments, a pinned link to where you can go and buy this if you're interested in it, and it is just a fantastic book. One of my friends, Rob Zaworski, gave this to me back 15 years ago or something like that, but it's a great, great book. All right, so let's take a look at what we have. First thing is this iron disc. This is the one I found, haven't cleaned it up yet. This is one I have in my collection. Now, as you can see, they're pretty much the same thing. One is a little bit thicker than the other. This one has a hole in it. This one will have a hole in it too. But you can see that they're the same size. I'm going to show you how they work in just a minute. Well, let's just go ahead and go to that one first. So here is a Hotchkiss artillery shell, a picture of one that's been sliced in half. And it gives you a real good indication of how this thing worked. This is the one that I found when it was in my collection. If you look at the picture right here, this is it cut in half. You can see there's a hole in the center, and this one's probably not quite as thick as that one, but the way it worked was the fire came down through the fuse this way, all the way to the bottom. The powder was down in here. It would explode, and it would push this plate up like this, and see all these little balls? That's case shot. It would push it up and cause this to break apart in a bunch of pieces, explode, and those little pieces would go flying through troop formations or horses or whatever. I called it a pusher plate. I think they call it an iron disc in the book. 100% artillery shell related. Here is a Hotchkiss shell that I found some years ago, and I will put this down right where it is supposed to go, just like that. It sits in there just like that, and just like in the book. This is the one I found. Same thing, sits in there just like that. Okay. Oh, this is what a Hotchkiss shell would look like that hasn't exploded yet. There's actually typically 3 parts to it. There's a base cup right here. There's a lead band, big thick lead band right here, and the top part that explodes. The rest of it doesn't explode. All right. So the other thing that I found is this little brassy thing, and we'll go to the book and I'll show you in the book exactly where it is. All right, here we are. So this is called an English Britain cushion fuse cap, okay? And if you look at this picture right here, it looks exactly like what I have. In fact, it's hard to see, but if you look inside of this, you can see the threads, and that is reverse threaded, just like that is reverse threaded. I use calipers, I measured it, and it measures out exactly right. So this is a pretty good find too. I also wanted to show you my bayonet that I found. There's really no mysteries about this, but I don't know if I couldn't really get a good picture of it because they're so long like that, it just doesn't get a good picture. But it is in really great shape. I have not run it through electrolysis yet, but I need to do that. If you look on the inside, you can see there's rock cemented in there. And I can't pry them out because I might break it. So what I'm going to do is run it through electrolysis, and those rocks should pop out. All right. Bucky Beaver. One of my fans made this for me, and this is a stick that I collected off the river many years ago. All right, I hope that made some sense, and I hope you can appreciate why you shouldn't throw things away unless you know exactly what they are. If there's any doubt, bring it home with you, put it in a bucket, put it in a box, put it in the barn, and just think about it every once in a while. And chances are, eventually, sometime in your metal detecting career, you'll see it again. Join me on the next one, if you would.
She's saving where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying